Good evening. It is Thursday, 15th of February, impromptu live, and it's just responding to a lot of messages. And the name of the video, what are we waiting for? Today we did a radio interview on 104.7, and one of the things that we were supposed to touch on that we didn't touch on was what happened to Carnival. And of all the important things right now to address, I don't think my opinion needs to be added to what the economy, natural free market economy, is doing to Carnival. And I think that it's going to be forced into a different situation. I think that this Carnival was a wake-up call to many. I think that for the first time in our history, band launches, some traditional names, some big bands, their band launches for 2019, in 2018, going to bust. I think they can't fool people anymore. I think Trinidadians realizing that what was done to Carnival was just greed. I think that they know that going Island Finance to borrow $9,000 to pay for a costume for a 2-day romp that you have to spend the rest of the year paying for don't make sense. I think that a lot of things I'm seeing people talking about, and the reason I open with that song is there were a lot of good songs in the Carnival. And the reason I open with that song is that was the best road song of all. Of all. Head and shoulders. I mean, she was so far away. The best song. And she lost. Machell's Nonsense and Iowa Nonsense beat her. But it's a diminishing nonsense. Soca Mass is going to catch up with the Dimanche Gras. You see how the Dimanche Gras collapsed in a heap this year? Next year, no government could justify spending millions of dollars on the Dimanche Gras. This year, Panorama bus. They won't tell you it bus. I won't tell you something. They didn't get anywhere near the revenues they thought they were going to get. I was in the North Stand for 5 hours, Panorama. And there were big areas blocked off with bars and tables and rhythm sections and stuff. If you picked all of that up and removed it from the North Stand was more than half empty. And that translates to dollars. I don't want to stay on this too long. I just want to touch base on this because, and I want you to know, this is a good thing. Let all of this die. Let TUCO and the National Carnival Band Leaders Association, or whatever the names of those things are, let them die. Let Soca Mass die. Let it pull down the Soca Mafia that inflicted Machell's bullshit. Fling it and wind it up, or wind up and fling it up, or whatever the bullshit Soca Kingdom was. Let it pull that. You see, it's easy to... Many people have insecurities. So the easiest thing for them to do is join a bandwagon. Join a bandwagon to attack, or join a bandwagon to say the wit. And it makes them feel included. People have needs. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You can read it, you understand the power of inclusion. That is why the collapse of the family in a culture is always met with the rise of gang culture. Because people need to belong to something. And they need to feel included. Part of a hierarchy. Part of something. We belong. It's us versus them. That's man. That's human beings. And the fastest way to get people to line up outside a shit club like Aria is say not everybody getting in. So those who feel like they get in, they feel special. And it's a long time marketing trick. Only 15 of these were made. Well, I had to be one of the 15. And it preys on insecurity. So, chowling on them. Tony's a good guy. Eh? Tony's a good guy. And you can't blame him. And you can't blame them. They understand the market. And they know how to drop a song and tie up their followers and tell them this is done with Road March already. If a free market was at play, Machell couldn't win Road March with that foolishness. There were better songs. But the DJs on the trucks, not free to play what they want, especially when they reach by the stage. Because all of them connected. I don't want to get into this too much. All I'm saying is, let this version of Carnival collapse. When the money men go, when they can't make no money again and they're gone, Carnival will start back. Carnival will start back. It will always start back. It's a free expression of the people. And like a phoenix rising from the ashes, all of the creative people. But I want to tell you, to write and produce a song is a lot of money. To put out that effort, and if what we focus on grows, if Machel bullshit and Iowa bullshit is the only thing that's selling, all the other artists coming along that have their own style and they have something to contribute, and they try and they fail, or they see people like Patrice Roberts make such a big effort and fail, what they will figure out quick, without you saying it, is we only want bullshit. So that you will get more bullshit. And then people will ask, well, why is only bullshit in the Carnival? Because what you focus on grows. Because you allow soca controllers to tell the trucks what to play by the stage, and then some jackass stand up and say, Tribe is playing the song, and Bliss is playing the song, and Passion is playing the song, and Legacy is playing the song, so obviously it's the most popular song. But when you check it, it's not. What you should have is random selectors, like mystery shoppers, different locations. Just writing down what the band played when it passed, and you can know what location. What the band was playing when it passed the corner of Anna Street and Arapita Avenue. What the band was playing there. What the band was playing on Western Main Road. Just write it down. Tally that. You get the railroad march. You might find that the Calypso and the Soca is so much shit. I listen to bands playing Miami Song Machine, Conga Line, people looking for things to play other than the bullshit that they get. They have only so much time. You could hear wine, wine and fling it up, wine, wine, wine and fling it up. You could use that to get terrorists to run. Play it long enough. Put it on loop. Let it play long enough. And you'll understand what I'm trying to say. We've stifled creativity. All of the people who want to put out real creative Carnival, they're not trying, because the sheep mentality that we use to market have people buying tribe foolishness. I mean, Miguel Brown made a joke in Queen's Hall at the Comedy Tent last 2-3 years ago. He said the same costume you buy in black last year, named, and the band had a name, so it named Black Moonlight, is the same costume you're buying this year, but it's a different name band. So it have a same costume, just name it different. And last year I paid 9, this year 11. But we moved the beads around. And I'm not trying to ridicule it. I mean, it's a free market. But it was allowed to kill culture. Thank God that culture is an expression of the people. And that when this greedy shit dies, because it will die, it must die, all fake culture dies. Real culture lasts forever. All fake culture dies. Real Carnival expression, Trinidad and Tobago, our traditional Carnival, our steel band, our rhythm sections, our music, our creativity, those things are intrinsic to the people, and it will bubble up and out of them. But this soca mass bullshit, Machel and Tribe clogging the road, and it need to bust. This year started that. This year started that. And I am telling you, band launches this year going up. People might go to the fete to drink. Nobody is signing up for no costume. Watch and see. Watch and see. This was a wake-up call, because I asked somebody today, I saw her, and I asked her, she's playing my ass. She said, yeah, I was there, and I was out. I had my kids with me, so my sons, they're grown up now, so I took them to play, and I was there. And it's like, she was in Hearts. Hearts are traditional band, so you could be in Hearts and grandparents, parents, and children there. So it's like that kind of band. So I understood that. But she said, Philip, it was like marching through a ghost town. There was nobody. There was nobody on the side of the roads. The bands brought their stragglers and took them when they left. But there was nobody beside the road. And I remember standing up at 9 o'clock at the top of the North Stand, looking down into the car park. Because I've been to Panorama every year that I could have gone. And I remember at that time, how the car park would be a big, well, there's not really a car park, the big foyer between the gate and the North Stand. That massive space would be a beehive of people and lines and coolers and drinking and all talk. And at 9 o'clock, this Panorama, it was stone dead. Nobody. People crossing, couple people crossing, but nobody. And I felt like I was at a wake. This was Panorama Wake. Because I know Panorama. There was a time in Panorama, the furthest western side of the North Stand, if you reach there after 4 o'clock, to walk up and down them steps is pressure. On that side, the fire officers will be busy. Busy keeping the crowd off the steps and the overflowing onto those steps. Because that western side is one of tilt, packed with people. This Panorama, the whole western side was practically empty. You could have organized, if there was a way to play small goal up and down the steps, you could have organized a good team, a good sweat. It's not about scared. It's not just about scared, Brendan Bueller. It's not just about scared. People just fed up of the same nonsense over and over, are fed up of the same thing over and over. But anyway, people ask what was my take on Carnival. I think that it is dying. This soca mass, if they have sense, they will repackage it, deal with it differently. Same product, same gyrating nudity, same Marshall singing "Hoor" up and down the road, no problem. It could be packaged. You could sell anything, you know. Somebody told me when I was doing marketing in university, he said, and he held up a pack of cigarettes, Du Maurier, and he said, anything could be sold, you know. And he's holding this pack of cigarettes, and he said, this is the only product on the market that if used as directed will kill you. And we can sell that. So, you could package and sell soca mass. But why it's dying is because soca mass is trying to live where Carnival was. And you see how the people of Woodbrook and St. James and St. Clair and Newtown cussing. They don't want the music trucks. They don't want the juve. They don't want the mess, the fighting, the noise, the pissing. They don't want none of it. Because they used to put up with all of that for the creativity. Living in Woodbrook, if you were on a parade route, all your family come in. By you, Carnival Monday and Tuesday. Who playing? The children playing in the band, and they come in to meet the whole family there. But everybody bubbling pots, and the old people and the family who can't play mass, them on the porch. And if you're in a house in Woodbrook, I grew up in Woodbrook, somebody shout, look, so-and-so coming down, look. Remember that? The big band, Poison. Look, Poison reach. And everybody reach outside. Well, Poison was one of the first bands to go this exclusive bikini mass. But people used to run out to see Mitchell and Barclay and even Edmund Hart. Edmund Hart was the name of the band. It's called Hearts now, but it used to be called Edmund Hart. And people used to want to see the costumes. Small mass, medium mass, big mass. Steel bands. Invaders and Desperados. They used to have mass too. And they used to have plenty things to see. And the little children, there would be so much going on. But this mass, there is nothing to see. And it's intolerable. When one of those amplified trucks is passing in front of your house, shaking all of your possessions onto the ground, and you're wondering how I have to put up with this, the whole of Woodbrook, and they're going to stop it. They're going to stop it. They had no stage in Woodbrook this year. They had no stage. They had no stage. And if you want to see a difference, once a year, Enrico Raja from St. Mary's College and the Woodbrook people just put on a thing called Pan on the Avenue. And they close the whole avenue. You want to see people, and it's pure culture. And it's everybody having a good time. And it is an outpouring of everybody. They don't need no rope to keep you out. Because it is all inclusive. All of us together. Black, white, red, green, and every shade in between. Rich, poor, Catholic, Hindu, Baptist. Wherever you bring to the table, come with it. But we there. And we have a good time together. And that is what our culture is. Our steel band come from people like me on the corner playing duduk, a 2-note thing. We've gotten, you know, they had this joke, they used to have this ad that said you've reached the end of the internet, turn back. I think we've reached the end of Carnival. There's nothing left to do. To the point where this year, a party had a petting zoo in the party. And the Ministry of Agriculture have to say, what madness is this? You can't take snakes and owls and animals inside of a carnival fete. They've run out of ways to pretend that this shit is sugar. All they're selling you is drunken debauchery. Now, I want to tell you, I all for drunken debauchery. But you can't just have drunken debauchery for 3 weeks. Because at some point, and I read on Facebook, people complaining and they go in because they don't buy the tickets. But you're going in 6 fetes in a row. And all 6 fetes is the same food, the same drinks, the same bands, the same DJ, the same order, the same jokes, the same songs. It gets to the point where you could say, when this song played, you done organize the mix in your head and you know it coming. That is not culture. That's not culture. And I'm not knocking St. Mary's College, Fatima College, QRC, UWI, everybody who realize Carnival is an opportunity to make some money. No problem. Make some money. But let's get back to being creative. And I'll wrap up with this. You get to determine what sells. Respect your money. I went to one event for Carnival. Panorama knows that. One. And I love Carnival. I love Carnival. I used to go with my family. They used to be in Edmund Hart Band Room. People, months, you know, your relatives, you know, they're going down in the band room. Carnival come in. Some people in the panyard learning the tune, hoping they get picked to play with the pan for Panorama. Some people down in the band room gluing feathers and making costume. And it included everybody. Now, it is imported from China, gouged the most that they could get. Marshall takes 16 songs, throw it in a blender, sprinkle some. Last year we used some Calypso Rose. This year let's use some Super Blue. Throw some of that in, put it on high. Whoever come out, tell people this road march this year. And that is not culture. And that is not culture. People have gotten fabulously wealthy. And hey, brother, if you see it and it tie up and it expose and you get a chance to mount it and rape it, rock. Because that's what they did. That's what they did. But you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, start back making your own costumes home. Start back organizing. And women, again, if you all don't understand your power, you don't have to give Tribe or Passion or any of these bands $8,000, $9,000, $10,000. Trust me when I tell you this. 10 sexy women put on bikinis and walk in the other direction from the band. See who get the bigger crowd. Without half-naked women, the band's bust. You all should get your costumes free. And it is sad that you don't understand that. Because if you knew that, the price wouldn't be $9,000 for feathers and beads. True talk. So all I'm guiding and advising you is, respect your money, respect yourself, respect your culture, respect your country, respect your family. There are plenty of people who, they don't understand. And how you look, carnival, before it was tongue-in-cheek. You know, people would pass close to each other. Now, it is literal fornication. It's not just pretend. And when people watching you, your clients, your family, your bosses, your employees, people that work with you, your co-workers, people who see you in church, people who on the football team with you, whatever. We live in an interconnected society. And people see you getting on stink and dirty. Don't call that culture. That is depraved, drunken debauchery. That is not culture. Nobody say, bell ring, bull something. That can't be culture. Culture is an expression of the people, a venting, a good time. You could have a real good time and still not be that indecent. And I am a man. And I love women. Love. The sexier the better. But I am telling you that this has left nothing to the imagination. So people go on elsewhere. People go on elsewhere. They're doing other things. And I just wanted to touch on that. Because people have been asking me, what is my take on the carnival? Don't forget to share the video. Lyrics. Yesterday, 17 children lost their lives. Numerous others injured. It's not the first, second, third, fourth, fifth. The name that comes to my mind every time is Columbine. It's not the last. There's going to be more. But I need to copy it. the experience of it for Trinidad. Before I get into that, a search warrant was executed at the Las Cuevas home of notorious drug lord Vaughn Sandman Myers at 5 p.m. on the 14th of the 2nd, 2018. This exercise was coordinated by Senior Superintendent Sagram Singh and Assistant Superintendent Michael Sukkar and spearheaded by Sergeant Sterling Taylor and Corporal Shiraz Ali. Why do they have to do that? Why do they have to put all of that information in the public space? Also included Sergeant Ronnie Rampala of the Air Support Unit and Sergeant Simeon Guelmo of the Northeastern Division Task Force. That's a lot of information that I don't need in my news brief. Honestly. You know what? Reward all high-performing police with bonuses. Give them medals. Give them money. But this bigging up of police name in the media, what's that for? That don't make no sense. 4 firearms, namely 1 Seager Protect pump-action shotgun, 1 Tankfolio 9mm pistol, 1 Jericho 9mm pistol, and 1 Taurus revolver was found, along with 2 magazines, 28 rounds, 9mm ammunition, and 5 rounds. 38 special ammunition was found in lands behind the house. A quantity of marijuana was also found. They opened by calling this notorious drug lord. Now, I ain't knocking you. Brother, do all your work. But when you see you want to pour out all this information, tell me notorious drug lord was arrested. The person behind the movement of the $600 million of cocaine that went to Norfolk, Virginia. Behind his house was found 4 Mercedes-Benz, 2 Rolls-Royce, 9 Ferrari, and whatever. But don't bullshit me with a handful of marijuana and 4 cheap-ass throwaway gun in a country that 30,000 illegal guns exist in. This is not news. This is not the news to blow up my WhatsApp. This is supposed to be every 15 minutes in this narco state. But what's supposed to blow up my WhatsApp is when you really start to take down the notorious drug lords and the real narco criminals that using Trinidad as a pipeline for billions of dollars of drugs to the United States and Canada. Stop bullshitting the people. I have just read a set of police name for nothing. All of them. And that's the big shots. What about all the small men too? To go for a man and 2 partners and a pistol for a case that will drag on for 27 years. For the rat to eat the marijuana, somebody to rent the gun. It's bullshit. And I don't want bullshit anymore. And I'm not applauding bullshit. Well done. That amount of police firepower was needed to go and arrest that man. That's a stunt. Stop stunting. Give all of those officers a $5,000. Then work it out and say, we're rewarding you financially for every prosecution. But it should be based on a successful prosecution. It must get past the courts, which is another thing. But I didn't want to dwell in that. What I wanted to talk about, and just because somebody sent me that as a WhatsApp. Also, Gregory Hannes, the tax partner of Ernst & Young, smashed a glass into Ravi Dolsingh's face, cut his artery, cut his nerve. His eyes are drooping. His eyes drooping. They're trying to get a nerve from his leg to patch the nerve in his face. He lost so much blood that before they could try to stabilize him, they had to transfuse him. And Gregory Hannes has not been charged. And that is wounding with intent, if not attempted manslaughter. But because Gregory Hannes is the tax partner of Ernst & Young, it is a different law for him and this little stunter. Because for this little stunter, send from superintendent come down. But for Gregory Hannes, I hear the deal is $6 million so far. $6 million has been offered to hush it up. How is that how we run the country? How? How? How is that, Mr. Commissioner of Police, Mr. Director of Public Prosecutions, Gregory Hannes wounded Ravi Dolsingh with malicious intent? And that is attempted manslaughter, grievous bodily harm. Why is that not blowing up my WhatsApp? Why Gregory Hannes, senior tax partner of Ernst & Young, not on a perp walk for the media? Why Sabga News Network and Massy Media not broadcasting Gregory Haney's face all over? But I tell you, I saw a picture today of Ravi Dolsing, and I'm waiting on that picture, because when I get that picture, Gregory Haney's, I'm going to send you viral, brother. The world going to see what you're capable of. Senior tax partner, Ernst and freaking Young. Y'all notice, you son of a bitch. You're so full of shit. You ignorant jackass. You'll be bad talking people all over the country. And I hear that you had called Ravi Dolsing a piece of shit lawyer. Well, partner, after he recover, I feel you go fight, you go eat them words. And they were saying, you must keep your words soft and sweet in case one day you have to eat them. And you, Gregory Haney's, that was for you. Anyway, Woodsman, Anthony Garcia, former head of tutor, former principal of Fatima, current Shitong, Minister of Education. Why don't we have security at our schools? What is it going to take for us as Trinidadians to demand that security be put in at the entrance to every one of our schools? Children are already carrying guns to school. The Prime Minister has told us that there are 30,000 illegal guns last year. More came in because they didn't shut down Cedros. The Coast Guard boat still up in Hartscut, in Chagaramas. We've seen videos of school children pulling gun out of the bag. So I want to ask you a question. Trinidad and Tobago. What will it take for you? Because I asked somebody today, and I posted on Facebook, and I said this, and this is for my local and my foreign friends. How many people lamenting the lack of gun control laws were involved before the shooting in trying to effect change? Speaking up, speaking out, protesting, writing and agitating, organizing themselves and their communities. This is where the rubber meets the road. You get the world you live in by your activism and by your silence. You want it fixed, roll up your blasted sleeves. The people who want it how it is are working hard as hell to keep it that way. Trinidad and Tobago, when you take your children to school tomorrow, you have no way of knowing that some little stunting artist ain't going and running that school. They don't know how to be in the school. This guy was in school with these children. And Fatima and Mokorapo and Tranquil and all these schools at St. Mary's and all these schools that traditionally fight each other. How long before it's somebody running a school with an AR-15? And Trinidad have 15, 17, 20, 30 children dead. Parents of children, you have your head buried in the sand when you walk into that school and nobody stops you to check you or your children, what you're walking in the school with. Your children are at risk. Parents. 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 Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention to what is going on in the world? Are you paying attention to the safety of your children? Parents. Are you demanding of the Ministry of National Security and Education that they put security in place? I just had to deal with the issue of security on the thread. See how we do it? Cut their throat so fast. They're still standing up on Facebook. They're still on social media, but blood in their hand. They don't know where my page gone. They don't know where the video gone. They was trolling. They was biting hard. And now there's a void where the conversation was. And they're on a ban. Because if you can't respect the conversation, you have no business in the conversation. Come back to this. Come back to this. Parents, tonight, your children are alive. Tomorrow night, your children could be dead. There is no security in the schools and nobody is bringing up the issue. And yesterday, 17 children died in Florida. What are you doing about your situation? Who is asking Mr. Woodsman former head of tutor, former principal of Fatima, current jackass Minister of Education, who is asking him to secure the nation's schools. We have unsupervised children, unsupervised schools, the children at risk. They sent a Calypsonian to sing that it was pretend, that it was a mock rape of the boy in Fatima College. No problem. I'm willing to accept that it was a pretend rape of the boy in Fatima College. How long before it is a real rape? What then? We dodge the bullet and then we go forward. Whine and bend down low. What happens when the real thing happens? What happens? What happens when the real thing happens? Are you sitting down, parents, and thinking about the safety of your children? You're dutiful, devoted parent. Your child have lunch money, sandwich, juice, a corn curls, a caramel chocolate, all the books nice, covered in brown paper, in a nice Jan Sport bag. They're looking good, they're cutting, they have on our best brands of our sneakers. And you're dropping them in person and you're picking them up in person. What happens in between that time? Because it was in between that time, 17 children died in Florida. What are we in Trinidad and Tobago doing to protect our schools? What are we in Trinidad and Tobago doing to safeguard our children? I called this video, "What are we waiting for?" Are you waiting to see Akash Samaru outside of a school? I'm coming to you from the scene here, Samson. It's a mess. It's a bloody mess with ambulances pulling out. Are we waiting for that? Can you not think now, with all the bullying that is going on in the schools, because it's mad. It is so mad, we are seeing it now on social media anymore. That don't mean it stopped. It was. How long before joke becomes serious? They have a saying in Trinidad, what is joke for schoolboy, death for crappo. That comes from a bigger saying, what is normal to the spider is chaos to the fly. Our children are at incredible risk. We wreck people's car from in front of the yard. 3 stunters come on the TV. Commissioner of Police, Minister of National Security, Chief of Defense Staff come to stunt. The rabbit hole went deep. We rescued this country. We saved it. The thing was serious. Who is thinking of taking preventative action now that every little joker in this country who could put his hands on an AR-15 and an AK-47 and all them other guns that they name in that release, going to school? One child, one teacher, that's all it takes. To expose the fact that we are completely at risk. Do you wait for that to happen? Call it shock doctrine. Give Amalgamated Security $100 million. Secure all. When all you have to do now is put security in place now, sensibly, in a mature fashion, that doesn't have to come down to bacchanal response. Parents, the responsibility is yours. Tutor said that teachers are not responsible to supervise your children. I ask you one question. If you're not there, and the adults that there not responsible for safeguarding and supervising your children, who is? Who is looking after and taking responsibility for your children leaving that school in the same one piece that they came to the school? Who? Who has that responsibility? You're not there. And tutor said the teachers are not responsible. So who is? And you have to have that conversation. You have to have that conversation. It is not enough to joke on this feed or on social media, because joke time is done when serious time reach. We have to respect the fact that we live in a broken nation, and those of us who are capable of thinking and speaking out need to do so. I am going to write a letter tomorrow and deliver it to the Minister of Education, putting him on notice, releasing it to the media, that as of now, the Minister of Education is on notice that he is responsible for the lives and safety of every child in this nation's schools. And should any one of them fall victim to violence or gunplay because of the lack of security at the nation's schools, he would be personally responsible. I want you, each and every one of you, especially those of you who have children, write a similar letter to the Minister of Education demanding security. I want to tell you, mistakes cannot be the deciding factor for how we run this country. It can be that we wait for shit to happen and then look for solutions. We have to be proactive. We have to be sensible. We have to be guided by our actions. We have to understand that what takes place in the world could take place here. Trinidad and Tobago is exposed right now to just about any kind of violence. They are telegraphing violence. We are talking 30,000 guns. We're talking terrorist threats. We're talking gangs. We're talking ISIS training camps. We're talking all that bullshit. And your government, led by a stunting jackass from Mason Hall, is telling the nation that the only solution is an anti-gang bill. When Saddam Hussein was the dictator of Iraq, people forgot how nasty he was. Saddam had a son. He had two sons. But one of his sons named Uday. If Uday saw your girlfriend or your wife or your daughter, he was having her. And if you didn't give her to him, you could end up charged with a crime or you could end up murdered. Benjamin Franklin said, "He who sacrifices essential liberty for temporary security deserves neither and will eventually lose both." In the anti-gang bill that Keith Christopher Mugabe Sabgarowli and Faris Baghdad Al-Rawi, formerly known as Johnny Sukaran, is trying to ram down your throats, there is a clause, Clause 15, Chapter 11. Clause 15 empowers a police officer, A, to arrest without warrant a person he has reasonable cause to believe is a gang leader, gang member, or has committed an offense under the Act. You just lost all of your human rights because a police officer just has to have reasonable cause. Even if you get out and you sue and it works its way through the courts for the next 9 years and you get your $500,000, it doesn't change the fact that the entire country is now at risk to the government and law enforcement under the guise of fighting crime. I put to the nation this law, this anti-gang bill, besides being lazy policing, because the police service don't want to have to stop every speeder. So they go settle for 2 and they make the $6,000 quota. But that's not how you run a country. This country is being mismanaged. I want to read more of this law. Clause 15B. To enter and search a dwelling house with a warrant, or to enter any other place or premises without a warrant where he has reasonable cause to believe that a gang member may be found. This word reasonable keeps appearing in this act. We don't deal with that. Clause 16. Clause 16 enables a police officer to detain a person who he reasonably suspects of having committed an offense for a period not exceeding 72 hours. Detention can be effected without a warrant. So, where are we going? This is a country where the Police Complaints Authority Director, David West, referred to the police service as the biggest gang in this country. We want to give that gang, under the direction of a political directorate, sweeping powers that eviscerates the Constitution. We have to tell Keith Rowley no. We have to tell Keith Rowley not at all. We have to tell Keith Rowley not on your life. We have to tell Keith Rowley how you see it, leave it. We have to tell Keith Rowley that we understand that you have no clue how to run this country. That at the behest of some deep pocket financiers, you seem to be willing to enslave the people of Trinidad and Tobago. And we are not interested in that. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have to get ready to stand up in defense of our democracy. Our government is now rogue. Yesterday, for 36 minutes, your Prime Minister lied to the nation. Lied to the nation. So far, we've been told about a possible terrorist threat, but we don't know who, we don't know what, we don't know when, we don't know where, we don't know why. 5 minutes after the 911 call in Florida, all of the television stations had graphics animated. And every 5 minutes, that was the top story. And the media was on it like white on rice. The media was on the entire story and they wasn't letting it go. And once the media functions as the way it's supposed to function, it lights a fire under law enforcement, because law enforcement knows now that the entire world population, especially the United States of America, are watching you under a microscope. In Trinidad and Tobago, you call a press conference, you tell the people, shit is now sugar, use it in your coffee. Guardian, Sabga News Network and Massy Media copies and pastes that into the papers. And from today go forward, shit is sugar. Because we don't know what, where, when, why, or who. We have no information. And the government thinks itself as having that power. This word reasonably. Police officers are pulling people's cars off the road and telling them to take off their tint. Tint that they bought from stores that told them this level of tint is legal. They believe that to be so. They may have been guided that it may be so. But because that there is no law and there is no actual indication of what is legal or what is not, police can interpret it to suit themselves. Annoying language we think is obscene language, annoying language. We need to challenge that in court. The government, the state, and the courts have to say, this is a democracy. You can't leave it open to interpretation. You must list every single word that you think is annoying and should not be used, and you must say why. And the people who own this country must have some say. Because calling a man gay 50 years ago meant he was happy and frolicking. Whitco Gay Desperados was the name of the steel band. Whitco Gay Desperados. They were happy. That's what gay was. Gay became homosexual. The word was transplanted and changed to mean homosexual. Gay now means two men romping naked, which is a totally different thing. To a moment. So when Whitco Gay Desperados went to New York City to perform and found out what gay meant, they came back with duct tape over the word gay. as Whitco desperados and have been Whitco desperados ever since. But the word gay could be an annoying language now. If you call a man a buller, that could be annoying. But you could live on Buller Street and not annoy anybody. Where is the list? If you went to the cinema to see the movie in Derek Chin Cinema, Movie Town, if you went to see Meet the Fockers, you were not annoying anybody. But if you call somebody a fucker, you might, unless their name is actually Focker, and then you're okay. And the people who made that movie, made Meet the Fockers, had to actually find people in the country named Focker, so they could call it that. We have to get to a place now where we understand all of the words that are wrong and why. The word shit came from long ago when they used to use manure and pitch from the pitch lake to stuff the wooden planks in ships and keep them from leaking. In the day, they would expand. In the night, they would contract. And when they contract, they would create spaces and water, seawater would rush into the hull, threatening the ship. They would have manure packed in sacks that they would mix with pitch and stick it in the spaces. But sealed in the hull, when the sacks got wet, it would give off methane gas. And when you send John or Jim or Mary down into the hull with a candle, the methane gas would explode. And people didn't know what was blowing up ships until they found out, it's the manure giving off methane. So they wrote in big letters on the sacks, "Stow high in transit," which they just abbreviated to SHIT, which people said, that is a bag full of shit. And that's where the word came from. Fornication under consent of the king, you may not have heard that before, but that is the word origin for fuck. But now it's an annoying word. We need the government to say, if this is a law, tell us why. Tell us why this word cannot be said. Why it's illegal. It's not good enough to wag your finger and wave a big stick. This is a democracy. You're a public servant. Serve the public. Tell us what? Tell us why. You understand? We need, as people, to get to a place like the rest of the civilized first world. We need to get to a place where we understand our role in a democracy and the people that we hire. Somebody's job is to steer the ship, somebody's job is to rig the sails, somebody's job is to tie up the rope, somebody's job is to sit as a judge, somebody's job is to sit as a prosecutor, somebody's job is to sit as a president. None of them are kings. All of them are working for us. And if they cannot work for us, fire them. It is time that the people of Trinidad and Tobago understood none of us are slaves. None of us are peons or peasants. Some may be rich, some may be poor, but we're all the same people. And under the rules of the supreme law of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago, the Constitution, all of us have the same rights. And we must make sure now, more than ever, going forward, that those rights are enforced to the protection of all. So when little black boy in Las Cuevas, when they send 19 police to arrest him, they need to send police in Ernst & Young tomorrow to arrest the tax partner, senior tax partner, Gregory Hannes, for attacking and smashing a glass in our next man's face. Cut him to the bone. He manually bleed to death. You can't have one law for spider and a next law for fly and expect that the country going to work. You can't. Talking about Trinidad, we have the goods and the bad. Where half the country mad, Papayo. Ask yourself if you want to continue to be that. A double standard, lopsided, moving platform, hypocritical country. If they must have rules for some that are different the rules to others. If the law is a sliding scale and not equal scales that balance. If justice in this country is not blind. If neither fear nor favor, malice or ill will mean something. Because, Keith, I know you call that press conference to answer me, you know. I know you call it to answer me, you son of a bitch, you stunting jackass. You don't have 2 good brain cells left. And I know you call that press conference to answer me. And I know you're vexed, brother. And I know you're vexed, but telling you now. And I know all your stunters and all your spies monitoring. And I'm telling you this. I'm sending this as a message to you, Keith Christopher Mugabe Sabgaroli, you double-tongued liar, you deceitful zealot, you hateful little man. I am telling you, if you want it, debate me. I will shame you. And I will debate you in Balize. And hear what? Me alone. I'll tie one hand behind my back. You tag team. You bring Shorty Boy, and Faris. 3 of you. One at a time. Tag team. I come in alone. I just ask one thing. Broadcast it live. I come in alone. Me alone. Whole of Balize house. Broadcast it live. Because when I'm done expose the lot of you for the shit snakes that you are, the people of this country will wake up. You wouldn't dare go walking about in La Hoqueta Talparo because the people will understand the level of subterfuge and conspiracy it took to rob them of representation while your daughter, husband, father living off millions of Trinidad and Tobago dollars that he's not entitled to. And you lie to the nation and you said it's not an insubstantial sum. Me and the cabinet, we decided to give it. We decided that we have the rights to do what the fire truck we want. And if we say, my daughter, husband, father, need Trinidad dollars to ask for Trinidad. But it don't work so, friend. And I'm challenging you now, Keith. Forget the media. Forget Sabga News Network and Massy Media. Mano a mano. You bad? You want to, you know you want to answer me. I know you want to answer me. You went on TV the night after local government and you see a man called for a boycott and thought that meant he win. You thought that was a joke. You on the media, you can't play me. You want it? Come. Let me go on Hema show. You and me. Let me go on Fazir show. Call your place. Call your stakes. Call your stakes. I will do it. I'll debate you while juggling. Tell me what you need me to do. Because the people of this country needs to see you, your PNM and the UNC for the nasty dens of iniquity that you all are. That is why 55 years later, $3 trillion, we have not one ass to show for anything. And that nothing in this country works. Nothing. The entire thing is a shithole. The entire thing third world. We're broken to the bone. We damaged. Everything corrupt. Everything stink and dirty. It's nasty. People need to see why. People need to see the PNM and the UNC for who they are. Bright light shine on those cockroach nests. People must understand why we are, where we are, so they could wake up to the reality, join together, and fix it. Before it's too late.
If it is that who you're voting,
when you're voting, vote them to hell out. To be orderly, full them out. When you're voting, fire Maxi, fire Stuart, fire Rowley, fire Faris, fire Shamfa, fire Rumpaman, fire Dillon, fire all of them, fire them. Stand up for your country. Your government is a den of iniquity, failure, and corruption. fire the lot of them. Vote them out. Demand an election. Terminate their reign. This Saturday, noon, 19th Stanmore Avenue. Come out, come out. Bring your neighbor, bring your friend, bring your family, bring your children. You're voting them in. And it's only tears. As soon as it's bullshit. It's nonsense. It's who thief more and who bull less and who interfere with what. And nothing works. Nothing of substance. It is a set of little contractors that bloom into billionaires overnight on your money and your children eating mud. It is madness. It cannot continue. Them alone could flout. When you're voting, vote them to hell out. Red crappo, yellow crappo, same handful of salt. Just as how you vote them in, vote them out. Register and vote them out. Vote them out, them and your system. Let's put our country together again. Ignore the small talk, the shit talk and the old talk. Get together, pick a place, stand up there, look around, tell me what you see, tell me what works. Tell me what is of value, what we've gotten for our 3 trillion. Pick a school, pick a church, pick a temple, pick a street, pick a river, pick a road, pick a public office, pick a job, a public office holder. Show me something in this country that you could say with pride, PNM and UNC do that and it works. Show me, because if you can't find it and you ain't wake up yet to the fact that the problem in this country is the cancer of the oligarchy fronted by the PNM and the UNC, nobody can help you.
If their policy
Is a fallacy,
bureaucracy,
a catastrophe,
if they cannot vote,
and you're seeing so, then your only hope is for them to go.
if it is fabrication, these statements that this power,
When you're voting, vote them out. Wake up, man.
it is a frustration.
Let's make you want to shout.
When you're voting,
Vote them out.
before they
Misuse
misuse out, default, sell out, and
out, thief out, sell out, digs out. Come down, man.
register up. All of them, take your finger up. Devil the system. Put them out in Scarborough and in Bonasville.
Let's put our country together again.
Put them out in Comodo and in Laramie. Let's put our country.
Together again. Look around you tonight. Turn on your tap. See if you have water. Check your wrought iron. Make sure your gate locked and your dog feed. And that you're sleeping with one eye open. Just in case the wolf reach by you. Pass by a hospital. Call an ambulance. Call for police. Check every single system that is supposed to protect and serve, provide and for you, the people of Trinidad. They go check it. Find something.
People must come first.
Citizens by right. None are we here worse. Yellow, black or white. Food, shelter and clothes. Free movement and speech. A garden that grows. And one law for each.
If it is that injustice is what they always show.
When you're voting, vote them out.
If it is that avarice,
Is all they seem to know. Avarice is greed. Vote them out. Vote them out. If it is their politics, it's just a puppy show. When election day come, all bandit must go. Red crapple, yellow crapple, fire them. Fire them. Clean house. Start over. Undo and redo. Reboot the republic. Join the people together. End the racism. Cure the cancer. Minus the corruption. Terminate the reign. This Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Come out. If you want a better country, come out. If you want to stand with pride in a real political party built on people, ethics, character, morality, if you want to be a part of a real political family, come out. This Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Come out. Bring your children, bring your elders, bring your wife, bring your husband, bring your boyfriend, bring your girlfriend, bring your neighbor, bring the man selling doubles by the corner and the woman selling juice in the parlor. Bring everybody and come out this Saturday, 19 Stanmore Avenue at noon, March the 10th at 6 p.m. We going Talparo. The journey, the mission to rescue Trinidad and Tobago starts in La Joqueta, Talparo. We are going to bring it to the people. They are going to decide. We are going to organize the people of La Joqueta to Talparo. Tomorrow I write in one set of letters. I write in a letter to the Integrity Commission to investigate the Prime Minister for launching CPEP and URP projects in La Joqueta, Talparo today. Massive projects launched today to buy votes, to fool poor people. This country cannot continue like that. If your ass was dragging before they come to check you because they need your vote, after they get your vote, your ass will be dragging after. It is time to take a proper chance, friend. Bet on your future. There is nothing better. Trinidad and Tobago was made to be a paradise on earth. It could be. You want it so? Stand up. Stand in defense of yourself, your family, your loved ones, your country. Stand up. Stand together. One people under one flag. PepTrinbago@gmail.com, 3474-PEP. PEP app is the app. It's available for free at all app stores. PEP, PEP app, APP, PepTT.com. Last thing, I have Facebook sent me a message saying I have 1,000 friends waiting, friend requests. And nobody else can add me as a friend because I have these 1,000 friend requests there. Now I have 5,000 people on the wall. I don't get 5,000 likes, and I mean, some things just get thousands of likes, but I don't get 5,000. So I'm thinking some people just there and they don't really want to be there, or they're just holding space. I want to bring in new people. I want to clear up that 1,000 so the rest of the people who are trying to find me could find me. Yes, I have a profile, a fan page that have about 30,000 followers, but people still prefer this main profile. It gets all of the interaction, so I'm going to continue to do it. So what I'm saying is this. Maya J. Khan created the PEP frames. They exist. My profile has a PEP, my profile picture has a PEP frame on it. That is one. There are about 15 different frames. You could put a frame, you could put a PEP picture. What I am saying is if we do not interact regularly and you are on my wall and I see you post and I do not know you and we do not interact, I will delete you. If you are a PEP member or a supporter of the party, please, for the next week, you know, like Passover, when you had to put blood on your door to prevent the angel of death from visiting your house. This is what's going on my profile right now. 1,000 people had to go because 1,000 new people coming in. So if you are a PEP member or a PEP supporter, please frame it up. Put on your PEP frame or put a PEP picture as your profile picture. This is for the people that I do not interact with. I will know to keep you as a friend on the page. There are benefits to being a friend different to the followers. People say just let them follow. But followers don't get the updates that friends get. And I really want to reward the people who want to be a part of the thing properly. We have one good chance. We have to put everything out there. And I'm going to talk to you as plain and as straight as I could. Trinidad and Tobago has one good chance to right itself. It is now. We miss this opportunity. There will be no saving this place. Countries like Haiti and Venezuela will tell each other, at least we in Trinidad and Tobago. Don't let that be our future. Get together, stand together. We could fix this. It is too stupid little piss and tail party to fire. Let's get an election and fire them both. Let us get a proper government installed in this country to make sure that everybody gets the governance that they deserve. And like a rising tide, we will lift all boats from the lowest all the way up. Yeah? So, this Saturday at noon, 19 Stanmore Avenue. I'm looking for all of you. Please send messages to everybody you know on Facebook. Invite them to come up. Make this like a soca fete, like a Mashal Monday. Make this like a big Carnival Tuesday. Come out in your thousands. Come out. Come out. Just all you have to do is show up. We take it from there. The entire meeting is an open microphone. It is an open platform. You could ask questions. You could have your say. You could make your suggestion. You could join the party. Come and get involved. We need you. Those of you who are financially well off and you love your country and you think the PEP not full of shit run by con artists looking to steal $50, please make a donation. We need all the help we could get. We don't have terrorist financing money coming into Trinidad for us. We really need the help. So if you could help us, I see them laughing at us because we asked for a fridge, but then the name getting called in terror financing. Karma in this country is a sick thing sometimes, you know. It just chokes some of these people. Anyway, we need the help. If you have and you've been blessed, help us bless others, because if you come and see what this party doing, you will write the check. We need the help. And if ever there was an opportunity to rescue this country, it is now. There is a saying, we are the ones we have been waiting for. Come on board. Join the PEP family. Join the Orange Army. The Orange Revolution is getting ready to go. Be on board the Orange train. The people of Trinidad and Tobago have always deserved better. And our time is now. Until I see you again, stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.